Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Today, we're going to talk about this Wevac CV12 vacuum sealer, the chamber vacuum sealer that I've had and have been using, and why I think it's extremely worthwhile. If you're trying to execute a carnivore diet, you're serious about this. You're serious about shopping. You're serious about getting the best deals on food so that you can put them away safely in the freezer for an extended period of time. So that you can cook up large batches of things and take advantage of sales. And freeze the leftovers safely for an extended period of time. And this didn't hit home to me. And the reason I thought I'd make this video, because so many of you haven't seen the original reviews I did of the Wevac CV12 or the CV10, and I'll put links to those videos in the description here, is that I just made myself a huge batch, and certainly not huge by a lot of standards. It could have been a much bigger batch of this fabulous, this fantastic soup right here. And I've got 4 or 5 servings of it left. And there's no way that I'm going to be able to eat or would want to eat all of this before I'd be afraid that maybe it was starting to spoil. Because you can only leave foods refrigerated for so long, even if they're cooked. So I thought to myself, wow, I have a vacuum sealer that can vacuum seal liquids, which you can't do with the typical consumer type that sucks the air out of the bag. It just sucks the liquid out of the bag too. But with a chamber style vacuum sealer, you can. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this pot of soup that I have, and you can see that it's got the layer of fat on the top. And I'm going to go ahead and take this spatula and I'm going to break that layer up and mix it in with the soup. And we're going to portion this and then I'm going to vacuum seal the individual portions, and I can then put it in the refrigerator. And I want to make sure I get all of this stuff, because look at this. Look at the amount of meat and oh goodness that's in here. It's almost like a stew now. Holy mackerel, look at that. Does that look great? Bacon, beef. This is going to become a staple. And I'm going to make almost a double batch of this the next time when I eat up the stuff that I've saved. Because how easy would it be, for example, to just pull that bag out of the freezer with this soup in it, throw it in a sous vide for a half an hour, just to heat it up, not to cook it. Cut open the bag and eat it. It doesn't get any easier than that. So what I'm going to do is I want to demonstrate how this Wevac CV12 will actually vacuum seal a bag full of liquid without spilling any and without sucking all the liquid into the mechanics of the vacuum sealer. So I'm going to take this measuring cup here, and I think maybe 2 cups might be a good serving size, but we'll see as I fill this up what I think a good serving size. There's 2 big ladles full. I think that, yeah, I think 2 cups would make a nice size serving. So there you go. There's a 2-cup serving. Now, with the vacuum sealer bag, what I do is, in order not to get the liquid of the soup that I'm going to pour in here around the edges, I'll take this bag and I'll fold it back like this. You can see what I'm doing. So, and that keeps me from getting soup on the part that's going to get sealed. And we're going to try to do this delicately without spilling any. And I'm going to put the soup, whoops, and I got to be careful. I'm going to put the bag down in the sink so I don't have to hold the weight of it. And I'm going to pour all this soup into this bag. And there we go. So that's a serving. Now I'm going to unflap that thing I folded over. And I've got a very nice soup-free place where this will seal it. And I've got all this soup in the bag. Now we go over to the vacuum sealer and we turn it on. And we make sure we set it to automatic, and that is medium-sized bag. Then I simply take the bag, I set it down in here, full of the liquid. I put the bag under the clip, and you'll see I have close-up shots of that in the videos where I talk about all the features of this thing and the way to use it. And then I basically just shut the lid. And it goes ahead and it will vacuum seal it. Now, this takes longer to vacuum seal because of the fact that it has to evacuate the entire chamber. It just doesn't have to suck the vacuum out of the bag. So it's about a little less than a minute to do it. But we'll see the results. Now, while this is doing that, I can get another bag and keep filling them. And in 5 minutes or so, I've got all my stuff frozen. So let's take and fold this over while this is working. And we'll stop for a second with this because this is going to be done here in a second, and you can hear it will evacuate out the air and beep. And it's done now. And what I have is I have a vacuum sealed bag of soup. Is that incredible or what? And I have no liquid inside the vacuum sealer. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I love it. And I can take these things and lay them flat in the freezer just like this, and I can stack them up this high if I had that much soup to freeze, and they'll freeze like that. Then I can put them in a sous vide. I can put them in any tub of hot water just to bring them up to temperature after they're frozen. But I can throw them in my sous vide for a half an hour, defrost them, and eat them. I can just set it out in the refrigerator, and the next day it'll be defrosted, and I can throw it in the microwave for a minute in a cup and heat it up. And it will take absolutely no room in the freezer. It's amazing. So let's go through one more of those one more time. So I'm going to take it'll be interesting to see how many servings, how many 2-cup servings I actually get out of this big pot that I made yesterday in the Instant Pot. So that's 2 servings, and I haven't even used up half of it yet. So we're going to take, the whole idea here is to try to do this with the least amount of mess. So we're going to take this and pour it into here. And we're going to flip that back up, make sure that it's straight. Go over here to the vacuum sealer. Now, Wevac, the company that sells these, sells them on Amazon, but we don't buy them through Amazon because they made me a deal that if I talked about these things and they gave me this vacuum sealer to do this, which I'm eternally grateful for because I use it constantly. They made me a deal that they would give any of my customers 15% off of these things and free shipping, and that's terrific. And they ship them from right here in the States, and you get it in a couple of days. Another plus about these things is they sell vacuum sealer bags in commercial quantities at prices that are, I don't know, a quarter to a fifth that of what you pay for those consumer brand ones. You're looking at 20-something bucks for a big box of hundreds of bags, all pre-sealed, high quality, chemical free. vacuum bags, and they have all different shapes and sizes. And they'll give us 15% discount on these too. And a lot of my viewers have bought these things. I've gotten rave reviews. They're constantly buying the vacuum sealer bags. You got to do a lot of vacuum sealing to go through this many bags. Here's the next one. So now I have 2 bags. Definitely. And these bags, I'm telling you what, these bags are solid. They're not going to pop open. They are. Don't worry about it. So I'll take this one and flatten it out and put this other one on top and flatten it out. So now I've got 2 servings of soup in less than an inch of freezer space. That's the greatest thing. I love it. I love it. And that means that this fabulous soup that I made, and I may sound enthusiastic about this, but doing this just dawned on me this morning. I was thinking, what the hell am I going to do with all this soup I made now? I can't eat all this stuff before it goes bad. And it dawned on me, holy mackerel, I got this gorgeous, gorgeous vacuum sealer here. This is exactly what it's for. To vacuum seal things that are juicy and things with liquid in them. And I got to make a video about this. So down in the description of this video, I'm going to put links to the 2 previous videos I made about Wevac on my website, and I'll put also down in there is a link to where the actual products are with a discount code already. So you just have to click on it and you get the 15% discount if you think you might want one of these. And that's good for any of the supplies, consumables like the bags as well. So it's a great deal. I love it. My viewers have thanked me for it, and I haven't had one negative comment. And you know how I get negative comments. So I'm going to finish up. I'm going to, it looks like, make at least 5 or 6 pouches of this soup. I think I want to eat some today, so I'll leave enough for 1 serving in this bowl, in this container in the refrigerator, but the rest of them are gone in the freezer so I can enjoy them. And when I get some different leftovers and meat things that I might want to make another big thing of soup out of, I won't hesitate to make it, even if I don't eat it right then, just to store it away. Don't forget, it's a great tip to turn the lip down on these bags to keep the soup from getting on the area that's going to be sealed. Do what I'm doing here. Use a spatula. Get a measuring cup for your portion size. This is some meaty soup. Look at this. It looks like it's going to be twice as good the second time around. And leftovers usually are. Leftovers are sometimes always better the second time you make them. They're more like a stew than a soup. They get a little thicker. Wow, look at that. And we're going to take that, pour it in the bag. Boy, that is like a stew. And that works great. No mess, no stuff dripping out anywhere. Flip the bag up one more time. In the vacuum sealer. Put the bottom half of the opening under the lip, under the clips rather, at the bottom. Make sure that the bag is stretched out over the heating element. And shut the lid. And it's that easy. Now, do I have enough here? Is this just 1 serving, or do I want to? I think that looks like, I think what that looks like in here is going to be enough for me to have for my first meal of the day. So I'm going to eat that, and that looks like a lot of food there. That's at least a pound or more. So I'm going to eat that. So from that one little adventure of making my soup, I have had a big meal the other night, I'm going to have a big meal today. I've got 3 more meals that I'm going to put in the freezer, which I can enjoy over the next week or two without worrying about it going bad. And the next time I make this stuff, I'm going to make a batch almost twice as big as the batch I made now, so that I can put it away and have it whenever I want it. And with that, we're going to take my third bag out. Normally when I vacuum seal things, I write the date on them, but this stuff isn't going to last long enough for me to worry about how long it's been in the freezer. So I'm going to take my little stack of 3, and there is at least 3 or more pounds of food here. I'm going to put them in the freezer, and I'll put them right here. Put these ribs back there so it doesn't squish them down, and there you go. There you go. How cool is that? Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget, Wevac's giving 15% off of this. Their smaller CV10, which a lot of people have bought. It's great. I had one, but my son stole it from me. All their bags and supplies, 15% off. Check down in the description for the links, or on my website too. And with that, take the rest of the day off and eat something delicious like meat.